The message here is don't play around with guns.
Alexander Johnson is heading to prison for a decade following sentencing in a manslaughter case Friday. Liz Ryan gets reaction from state attorney for the 7th Judicial Circuit, R.J. Larissa.
Alexander Johnson was 18 years old back in 2021 when the shooting took place at the Voco Hotel on Anastasia Boulevard. The victim was 20-year-old Neam Nelson Bailey, who is described as a friend of Johnson. R.J. Larissa describes this shooting as tragic.
This was a shooting that involved friends. One of the fellas was playing with the gun, and it went off, and it struck his friend, and his friend died. It wasn't an intentional or malicious shooting, and the kids knew each other.
Both families were present when the Honorable Lee Smith pronounced the 10-year sentence.
Both families and the defendant, their lives are forever changed. And, of course, we lost somebody who was young and had a promising life. It was difficult for both families. The family that lost their son, they know this kid and they know his family. So it was just sad and tragic all the way around.
Cases that involve things like accidental shootings can be difficult.
We get cases like this, and we do our best to be fair and even-handed and equitable when we work with the court system and with the defense attorneys.
The 10-year sentence will be served in Florida State Prison. For St. Augustine's Local Morning News, I'm Liz Ryan.
This local news is a service of your hometown Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you. Expect to see extra police patrols on the highways this month.
Florida Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles Sergeant Dylan Bryan explains what's behind the extra patrols.
For the month of April, the Florida Highway Patrol has a monthly emphasis that we focus on a traffic hazard or a particular driver behavior throughout the month. And this month's initiative is going to be focused on our distracted driving campaign and awareness. So our officers not only will be enforcing the regular duties and looking and educating and enforcing the traffic laws around the state, but they're really emphasizing their efforts to reducing the number of distracted drivers we have on the roadside.
Bryan says even using a hands-free device can still cause a distraction.
We do encourage people to get phone calls, text messages, and that correspondence with their friends and families out of the way before they even put the vehicle in gear. One of the other features is the Do Not Disturb feature. That way you can focus and you're not distracted by that incoming message that you just have to read. It allows you to get to that safe place and then check it, where it's a lot easier and a lot safer to check that message and reply accordingly.
For St. Augustine's Local Morning News, I'm Rich Petchke.
The Big Sam Slam Fishing Tournament is now underway in St. Johns County.
Ginger Baker with Keep St. Johns County Beautiful tells us more about it.
It's a 6-month series, and it runs all the way through September. So what this is a 3-part series in the sense that you have anglers that are going to be on the water catching fish 24/7 and logging those catches via an online app. And then we also have an environmental cleanup, and then we have an education series that goes along with it.
Baker says the anglers will bring in their catches to biologists and researchers.
They're going to be able to test the fish for taking samples like their blood samples, making sure the overall health of the fish, their length, where they were caught. They're going to be testing for pharmaceuticals as well as microplastics just to see the health of our fisheries.
The Big Sam Slam will be taking place in various locations across the county, including Frank Butler West Park and the St. Augustine Lighthouse. For more information, visit big.slamsam.com. With St. Augustine's Local Morning News, I'm Amy Sherry.
And now you're up to date with St. Augustine's Local Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.